The LA Rams are one of those teams that will just make the right moves, right? In this offseason so far, not only did they trade for Trent McDuffie, we're going to talk about that in a second, they also added Jalen Watson. They still have the number 13 overall pick in this year's NFL draft that they could end up moving for like an A.J. Brown type player. I don't think it's worth it. I think they keep number 13, and I think they're going to draft an absolute stud, which we're also going to talk about. But what I really wanted to break down the video was break down the film on Trent McDuffie. I want to look at Jalen Watson, see what they added to the LA Rams, as well as Grant Stewart as well. And yeah, I want to break down why this offseason was actually really perfect for the Rams thus far. Before we dive in, let me know a letter grade in the comments down below. I'm going to give them a solid A-. This is not a team you got to do too much for. You have Matthew Stafford, your wide receivers are nasty, your O-line was good enough, you got beat defensively last year from your DB position, and you added 2 brand new starters. So let's break down how they have done so far and why these guys are great fits. Los Angeles Rams have just traded and acquired Trent McDuffie in a trade. I mean, this is absolutely massive, guys, because the biggest need for the Rams was cornerback. They needed someone to come in here and just be a reliable DB. And man, I'll tell you one thing, Trent McDuffie is exactly that and then some. We're going to break down some of the film. I also want to show you some of his grades from last season and show you why he's going to fit in like a puzzle piece, right? So before we dive in, I want you guys to drop a letter grade down below in the comments about what you think about the acquisition of Trent McDuffie and what they gave up, right? They gave up a good amount. The first round pick, they gave up multiple other picks. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button and let's dive in. With this play here, first thing we notice is we're going to get a little bit of pre-snap motion by topside Ladd McConkey, and with the rotation of the DB, we can see this is man-to-man coverage. Now, what do we notice about McDuffie? He has inside leverage on Quentin Johnston, who's just running this go ball to the right sideline. Now, for a quarterback like Justin Herbert, this is what he calls a yes-no read. This is where they've got a one-on-one matchup that they love. They're going to throw this no matter what. So off the snap, Quentin Johnston actually gets slight leverage to the outside, right? So again, Justin Herbert tosses this thing up there, and look at McDuffie. Literally hip to hip the entire time down the field. Gets a nice little PBU, I guess you could say. Don't know if he actually gets his hand on the ball, but this is exactly what you want to see out of your field side safety, right? You're playing with so much space, even you don't have safety help. This guy drops into a mid-read. This guy drops into a midfield close. You have one-on-one. You are on an island, and guys who can lock down those islands are really important for any play style in the NFL. And again, you pair him up, right? Trent McDuffie, there he is already on the depth chart. This is huge. Now you've got potentially Kobe Durant. We'll see if he ends up re-signing or not. You've still got Quinton Lake. I love their safeties in Cam Kitchens and Cam Curl if they're able to bring him back. Now you still need more. You still need to go out and acquire another DB. Maybe they take one in the first round. Maybe they draft a backup quarterback like a Ty Simpson in the first round. But they still have an opportunity to continue to improve. I don't love PFF's grading system, but they are really good at certain points. And right here, you can see he's actually a damn good corner, ranked 11th in the NFL in overall grade. But also what's important to me is how he plays in run defense. He ranked as the 11th best corner when it comes to run defense, and that is absolutely huge. Also 17th when it came to coverage grade in 2025, had 53 solo tackles, not bad at all. 1 interception, 4 total pressures off the edge, not much of a blitzer, but that's fine. They're not going to need him to be. He allowed 37 catches this year, but also had 20 stops. That's huge. That's a huge number for an outside corner. And then you have 4 total PBUs. Again, I absolutely love Trent McDuffie, and to pair him up with a Cam Kitchens, that's the start of something that could be really damn good here in Los Angeles. Now, really quickly, guys, if you want a part 2 where I actually break down way more film, this is kind of my initial reaction. I'm going to give this trade an A- for the Rams. I think they gave up a lot, but this is exactly what they needed. So I'm going to give it an A-. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you want a part 2 where I actually go through and break down a ton of film, like maybe 10 to 20 minutes of film of Trent McDuffie, I can do that, okay? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And with that being said, let's get one more clip in, then we'll end it. Take a look at a play like this right here. Very interesting. Parker Washington's going to be running like this inside release over the middle. Tight end's going to try to run like this little rub route, trying to get in the way of the DB. But what ends up happening is Parker Washington kind of runs into the the DB trying to guard, or I guess it might be the topside safety right here. He runs right into him, and McDuffie plays it perfectly. And watch what happens. Again, drop back. They try to get this little rub action working here. Almost works. Tries to get these DBs to run into each other, but ultimately played it perfectly. McDuffie comes with the interception. I know it wasn't a big-time play where he, mosses someone for a crazy interception, but ultimately right spot, right time, good catch, good turnover. He's not a guy that's going to wow you with crazy interceptions, but it's more just about being able to cover, and that's very important for this Rams team. I'll also say that the Rams are really elite when it comes to getting to the quarterback. I mean, you look at their depth chart, guys. They've got not only Braden Fisk, not only Kobe Turner, right? You got Byron Young. You got Jared Verse. I mean, Josiah Stewart. They've got guys who can really get to the quarterback, which means they're going to force the quarterback to throw the ball early into tough situations, which in my opinion is going to force a lot of situations like this. I think this is a really good pickup, man. Jalen Watson is one of those guys I think is massively underrated. To actually pick up Trent McDuffie and then sign Jalen Watson is unbelievable, because Jalen Watson was actually ranked, and again, it's PFF, to take everything with a grain of salt, but as a 27-year-old corner last season, he was ranked as the 18th best corner, the 16th best corner in football, the 31st best corner in football when it comes to coverage, and then also was highly ranked when it came to getting pressure on the quarterback, and was a top 6 run defense corner in football. This is a guy that is going to change everything, move mountains for the DB room here in Los Angeles. I mean, he had 53 solo tackles, he had 2 interceptions, he had 5 pressures, right? This man was everywhere. Okay, I am totally all in on this addition. The tournament is back, NBA playoffs are right around the corner, and Underdog is the place to be to get in on all of the action. Now, the thing I love about Underdog, it's so easy to play on. All you gotta do is pick whether your favorite players are gonna go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, assists, whatever it may be. And there's so many different sports that you can do this on, right? Baseball, football, hockey, you got NBA, there's so many, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Wembanyama, higher than 20.5 points. Josh Giddey, higher than 16.5 rebounds and assists. Jason Tatum, higher than 17 points. Garland, higher than 15.5. Denny, higher than 6.5 assists. And Stephon Castle, higher than 12.5 rebounds and assists. I personally love this pick. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to do, because if you get your picks right, you could potentially 5,000 times your cash. Okay, so guys, download the app today. Use my promo code NFLFilm. Again, promo code NFLFilm to score $50. $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code NFLFilm. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. It's that simple.
18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, New England, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer now valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Look at this play by Jalen Watson. Sorry, I'm trying to move my camera over here. Okay, so essentially they're in this inverted look where this guy's gonna have to drop all the way back to like this half, but Jalen Watson looks like he's in press man with George Pickens, obviously just trying to disguise coverage here. He's gonna be running this corner route as they get this other route into the flats. Now, Jalen Watson's job is like a cloud flat area where he's dropping back, but whenever you're in a zone, your job is to specifically read the eyes of the quarterback. So as we drop back, we're looking at the quarterback, right? Boom. From here, we see, and I guess he's not really looking at the quarterback, but he plays this really well, right? His eyes are there. He sees the ball going over his head. Now, he is responsible for this receiver, okay? But he understands that the ball is coming out. It looks like he's going to try to loft it over to the tight window on the sideline. So he ends up playing this absolutely perfectly, jumps it, easy interception. I mean, again, Jalen Watson is a very smart player. Very smart player. I think he's going to fit in perfectly. Let's actually look really quickly at what the Rams ranked last season. Again, this is a Super Bowl team. Okay, they're not too far off. The best offense in football last season. Their defense was top 10, but obviously needed to improve. They ranked 14th in the NFL in terms of yards allowed per carry, which again, Jalen Watson is a guy that was a top run defense safety corner in the NFL, so maybe that could also help. Pass-wise, they were not great. They allowed the 22nd, or they ranked 22nd in terms of pass yards allowed per game. They ranked 11th in completion percentage allowed. They ranked 9th in interception percentage, 15th in sack percentage. So we know the defense needed to improve. And adding a guy like Jalen Watson, and on top of that, Trent McDuffie, I mean, you've got an elite corner duo potentially for next season. And you got to play like this. Once again, we're going to get a 1-1 matchup. The first thing the Giants are looking at is one high safety. From there, it looks like you got man coverage, man coverage, man coverage. So if that actually is true and this guy drops back into, let's say, a midfield closed, this is what we call a yes-no read with Malik Neighbors. Now, Jalen Watson is not a guy you want to test too often, because he's lengthy, he can go up and make big-time plays, and right here, you're going to see Russell Wilson look off that safety, make sure this is man coverage. For the most part, it is. Once he realizes man coverage, he turns, and he just throws the thing up there, right? Just tosses it up, let's see what he can do, and then Jalen Watson comes away with the interception. So I am high on what the Rams did this offseason. You have two brand new corners to add alongside Cam Curl, Cameron Kitchens, and Quentin Lake as well. Wow, what an offseason. And they still have the 13th pick. Grant Stewart is an interesting player, obviously spending last year with the Detroit Lions, a few years in Indianapolis, and also in Tampa Bay as well. He is more of a guy that is going to be really good on special teams, but at the same time showcases some potential as just a linebacker for you. So again, he hasn't played too often. I mean, this past season only played 13 total snaps. Usually they played him in run downs or running downs. 2024 played a little bit more, about 229 snaps. Again, played the majority of his snaps in run defense. 2023, he played looks like 32 snaps, so it's not a guy that I'm going to say is going to come in here and be a breakout player, but I do think for their linebacking room right now, you have Nate Landman and you have Omar Speights as kind of your off-ball linebackers. I like him as a potential backup option. I do think they'll go out and draft another one, but a solid acquisition there.